Good afternoon. I'm gonna be making some lunch, and so I wanted to share one of my favorite recipes with you today for making some salmon. And so this is not the most healthy salmon recipe ever because I coat it with mayo, but mayo is actually a really great tool to use when cooking meats in order to just lock in the moisture. And so I use it here to lock in the moisture. And my secret is that I whip the mayo, and that gets it to be like the right consistency, and also you just use a lot less. So to accompany my salmon today, I am planning to just make some sauteed spinach with garlic, which should be really quick and easy. So I'll show you as well. And I am sorry to all my vegan people because this is not vegan. I'm using Best Foods mayo, otherwise known in some areas of America as Hellmann's. It just depends where you are geographically. But when I was in Arizona, it was called Hellmann's, but it's the same exact brand. And I think that in the Midwest, it's also called Hellmann's, and I dropped some. But I usually just use about that much. I know it looks like a lot, but I don't actually end up applying it all anyway. So I'm just going to whip that up real quickly, and then I go ahead and I salt and I pepper the salmon, and you're supposed to do this on both sides, but I already put it on the baking sheet and I don't really want to move it, so I'm just gonna kind of do it on one side, and I think I'll live. And so I'm using Hawaiian salt, which is just the best. And then also the rainbow peppercorns from Trader Joe's, which I really like. It is kind of a strong pepper flavor, but I personally love that. So now I'm just applying the mayo to the to the salmon. And I know that furikake has been a really huge thing lately, so I'm actually going to let you in on a little secret, is that you can make this with furikake as well. And so I actually may end up topping mine with a little furikake, but I'll sometimes mix it in here with the mayo and then apply it. But today I'm going to really show you my favorite recipe, which is with just paprika and some parsley, dried parsley. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get those things. And I also do some cayenne because I like some spice. And I actually normally mix this in, but my mom always, so I know this recipe from my mom, and she always does it like this. And so I just want to show you guys the OG way at first, and then maybe I'll do this again later and show you a different way. But actually, I will make the furikake instead. So this is what it's looking like right now. Looks good, right? So I'm gonna go put it in the oven, which has been heating up at 375. Oh, actually it's at 350. So usually around around 350 to 375, and I usually will put it on bake and then I'll broil it a little at the end. So I'm gonna just go ahead and clean up, and I will be back when that's a little further along the way, when I'm gonna start making the spinach. So now I'm just gonna make some garlic, and I'm gonna kind of slice it kind of largely and throw it in there with the spinach. So what knife do y'all use? I currently have this knife that I got from STOVETOP, but my mom loves the Mac knives, which I accidentally, gave away to someone, and she won't get me another one, so I have this other one right. So I'm just kind of doing it almost like garlic chips. So also, just so you know, I am cooking some rice on the stove. If you guys don't cook rice on the stove, you need to try it because it's life-changing and it's so different from eating rice that's from a rice cooker. Some Organic Girl baby spinach, and you know, I don't really know why all of these companies always say that they are like washed so many times, because it's like, I'm gonna rewash it obviously, but maybe there are some savages out there who don't, I don't know. I'm usually pretty savage, but that's not where I'm going. And I'm just really filling this whole thing up with spinach because it's gonna cook down. I'll always sometimes forget to turn my temperature down for the water, and so I always try to remember to just test the water temperature before I start washing vegetables and fruits. Spinach, I like to just really have it at high heat so that it doesn't get that soggy and kind of weird texture. So I'm just gonna heat up some olive oil. And start making that. Alexa, off. Okay, so my rice should be just about finished, and yeah, it looks fabulous. So I'm gonna remove it from the heat and just let it sit. So the way that I cook the rice is I wash it with cold water about 3 to 5 times until the water is clear. And then I put it on the stove at medium heat. I wait for it to boil. Once it starts boiling, I turn it down to low heat, put a timer on for about 15 minutes. And then once I take that off, I'm gonna let it rest for 10 minutes. So that's heating up, and I'm gonna put the garlic in. And I love this that I found on Montana Avenue in Santa Monica, California, which I think is one of the cutest, hippest little areas. And so this is coming together, and I'm just gonna pour the spinach in. Garlic salt from Trader Joe's. There's probably better ways to do that, but that works. so I do it like that. And we'll just wait for that to cook down, for it to mix. And then I'll check on my rice. It looks perfect. I just don't want it to get like, you know, gross at the bottom, so I mix it around, and then I'm just going to cover it back up and let it continue to rest. The spinach smells amazing with the garlic and the garlic salt. And this is also coming along. Forgot to set the time on that. This is totally cooking down and looks amazing. Let me just bring it over here so you can see a little what it's looking like. And yeah. So now it's more or less finished, so I'm gonna turn it down, and this is what the finished type of product is gonna look like. This can pretty much be removed from the heat as well, and now we're just gonna plate everything. I know there's a better way, but I still do it this way. Like, I could just get some tongs, but I rather just scoopy with this so I don't have to add to the dishes. I think the salmon is more or less finished as well, because it's smelling really good. And I really go off of sound for cooking. Pro tip. And then let me show you the cleaner that I use for the kitchen. It's Everspring solutions that are up to earth standards. All-purpose cleaner, mandarin and ginger. It smells pretty good. So just obviously need to clean the area after I cook. I'm gonna turn this on broil and turn it up to the high heat for a couple minutes, and then take it out of the oven and plate it. I'm gonna put my rice on the plate right now, and then whoops. And I know that I use a lot of paper towels. It's like the thing that I'm trying to work on, so please don't judge me. And I'm a rice person. Like, people will tell you not to eat white rice, not to just like eat rice, but like I advocate for eating rice. I think it's healthy. I don't think that there's anything wrong inherently with it. So like I actually have a good portion of rice because I am really hungry today. But yeah, I definitely don't feel the same way as everyone else on that issue, on the issue of rice. But yeah, let me take this out. So this is what it's looking like